Hello, my name is Father Daryl Winkler. As many of you know, I'm the pastor of St. Basil's Parish in Ottawa, and I'm happy to explain how we will be reopening our parish on the weekend of July the 4th and 5th. We are thrilled that we are being able to come back together again and to pray together as a community. We are thrilled that we'll be able to experience the presence of Christ in our midst through our prayer and celebration of the Eucharist. I want to go through some of the procedures, though. We have to do so methodically and systematically and carefully so that we can assure that the top priority for us is to ensure our safety, and we do so by following a number of guidelines, rules, protocols, whatever you'd like to call them. We know that there are 4 concrete ways that we can help protect others from the virus. The first is wearing a mask. We will all be wearing masks, including myself. This is a concrete expression of our care for each other. When I wear a mask, I'm saying, I care for you. You care for me. So we will all be wearing masks. The second way that we show our care for one another is to make sure our hands are sanitized and clean to prevent the spread of the virus. So we will have stations and availability of hand sanitizers as you enter the parish, and on your way out, there will be a way for you to sanitize your hands. Thirdly, we need to be physically distanced from one another. We know that that has become a norm, part of the way that our society is adapting to this pandemic as long as it remains with us. So our seating will be different, the way we have to be physically distanced. Finally, fourth way that we show our care for each other during this time of pandemic is to monitor our own symptoms. So all 4 categories, masks, physically distancing, sanitizing our hands, and monitoring our symptoms will be concrete expressions when we get together again. I want to make 6 points in this brief announcement. 6 points about our return, our physical returning to the parish. The first point is, in order to come to church, you need to call the office. You have to reserve a space because we are limited in our capacity. So you call the office and you explain that you're coming and how many people are coming with you to reserve a place for you in the church. When can you do this? You can do this on Thursday and Friday. Thursdays and Fridays from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. We have generous volunteers who will be taking those phone calls then. So to come to Mass on the weekend, you would reserve a space by calling us from 10 till 2 on Thursdays and Fridays. That's the first point. Second point, parking. We will all be parked on the west side of the church, in the parking lot which is aligned with Maitland Avenue. That's the west side of the church, because we only have one entrance. So we're using the entrance on the west side of the church, so we will all be streaming from the parking lot into the church. Please try to come a half an hour early. All of this will take more time than usual, and we don't want to begin really late. So please come early, get ready, so we can do all of the procedures. This is how we care for each other and support each other during this time of pandemic, especially when we come together at Mass. So we all park in the west parking lot, come a half an hour early. You will arrive to the entrance. That's point number 3. As you arrive, there will be people, volunteers, who will do initial screening, taking your name, checking off your name, asking a few questions about your symptoms, and finally they will do a temperature check. We have a way to do that to ensure that you are healthy and able to enjoy our time together in celebration of the Eucharist. Number 4, you will notice that you will be ushered in, that we have a team of volunteers who will bring you to the seat where you will be seating. It'll be done methodically, starting from the front, working the way back. So, and we will also exit in a methodical, systematic way at the same time, where ushers will lead you out. This is for the physical distancing aspect of our care for each other. We want to ensure that we're not close, that we're maintaining our space. And so this is the way we are going to monitor that physical distance. It means that if you have a favorite space where you sit every Sunday and have been doing so for generations, you're going to find that during this time of pandemic, you won't be able to do that. You'll have to be seated where the ushers place you. Number 5, you're going to notice that the style and the tone are different. There's no congregational singing. There will be only one lector who does all the readings and the commentary and all of prayers of the faithful. Communion will be different, but we'll save that for when we come gather and explain how we will receive communion. My final point is a plea for people to offer time to help us in all that we need to do. It's a plea for volunteers. We need ushers. We need people to screen calls. We need people to do all kinds of things to help sanitize the church and these things. If you are available to help and contribute to our community celebration together, please do not hesitate to call the office, the parish office. That will allow you to contribute to our coming together. Finally, let us continue to pray for an end to this pandemic. Let us ask the Lord to bless us with peace rather than anxiety. Bless us with patience rather than impatience. May the Lord help us all to go through these challenging times so that we may gather together to experience the presence of Christ in our midst. God bless you all.